Hello, it's Karen Berniston here with an assembly video for one of our die sets. This is die number 1075, the Feathered Animals, and you can check out all of our die designs at karenberniston.com. There are 11 dies in the set, and making our little animals is just a great time to use up all of those small scraps. So I have all my pieces laid out on their respective colors on my die cutting machine, and then one thing I like to do, totally optional, is to brush the turkey feathers die with some brown ink before I put it on the paper and run it through my machine. And then that will really highlight those turkey feathers. You can use any die cutting machine that can accommodate a wafer thin die, and today I am using a Sizzix Big Shot. So on those turkey feathers, the addition of that brown ink to the die just gave some highlighting to all of the detail lines. And of course I'll wipe off that die before I put it away. Okay, let's start by assembling an owl. Now there is the main die that cuts the body of the owl, and on that piece the eyes themselves are die cut through, so you just pop those out completely. Now you do have the option to use the die as a stencil. Now I could pounce some ink with a blending foam through that die to add those feathers and maybe some detail to the wings, or I can just take a pen in there and highlight all of those feathers. So completely optional, but it is a feature on the die. There is a die in the set to cut a big pair of round glasses that fits beautifully on the owl or the other feathered animals. And then the smallest die in the set is the one that cuts the eyes for the owl, and it is a tiny die. So I am definitely going to suggest that you keep your magnet sheet, or if you've got one of those little magnet bowls or something near your desk when you are using this die set, so that you don't lose that tiny little die that cuts the eyes. And it has a stencil feature, so you can go in there with a white gel pen if you want and add those catch lights. There is an oval die in this set, so that's similar to what you would find in the sea animals or the ocean animals, where you get the oval that backs behind the animal to fill in the eyes. I will use my favorite, which is my fine tip bottle filled with Lineco neutral pH adhesive, and we do sell both of those items on our website. Whatever glue you're using, you definitely want it actually on the back of the owl around the eyes, and then press that oval to the glue. That way you're not trying to figure out where to put the glue on the oval to avoid those eyes. Okay, speaking of the eyes, that's what those little black pieces are for then. You can add some glue into the eye openings wherever you would like them to go. And because those pieces are so small, I recommend either using tweezers or a quick stick to pick them up and put them into the glue. And you can of course rotate them to put those catch lights wherever you like them. Okay, so our owl needs a beak, and what I've done is I've used the die that cuts the beaks and the snoot. It cuts all three at the same time, and I put double-sided tape on the back so that that would become a sticker. And unless you're making a creative choice, it's the smaller triangle piece that's the beak for the owl. So then I'll just pick that up and put that on my piece. And then since that's a sticker, it's just really easy to place below the eyes. Now you have another option. If you're making a whole bunch of owls and you want to quickly put beaks on, just use the stencil feature on the die and an orange pen. There is one die in the set to cut bird feet, and that die is used for all three different birds. So when you're using it for the owl, you're probably going to glue most of the legs up behind the owl and just have the feet sticking out. And of course you might try using different angles on those feet to have the owl be tilted one way or the other. So that owl is done and ready for a project, unless you want to further accessorize with the eyebrow piece. That's actually the same piece that is used for the neck feathers on the ostrich, but it is also sized to fit above the eyes of the owl to add a furrowed brow. And then the other accessory that comes in the set is a pair of round eyeglasses that fit that owl just perfectly, and again, optional. Now for more choices in accessories, we do sell separately Tiny Accessories 1 and then the brand new Tiny Accessories 2. And for the owl, I particularly like the graduation outfit from Tiny Accessories 2. You can see it used here on this rockin' rectangle pop-up. Okay, next up is the ostrich. These are the 5 pieces that you'll need to make an ostrich. And step 1 is to use the stencil feature in the die to add the eyes of the ostrich. So just leaving the paper in the die and using a black pen, I'll go in and stencil in the eyes. Now, just like with the owl, there is also a stencil feature for the beak if you're in a hurry and don't want to use the separate piece. But I do like using the separate beak piece, especially for the ostrich and the turkey, because that beak is bigger and has the smile cut into it. Okay, so now I've got the head ready, and since we are making an ostrich, we're going to take advantage of that long neck and just put a spot of glue at the base of the neck to put it behind the body. The same dye that is used on the owl to make the eyebrows can be used to make neck feathers for an ostrich. So just a little glue in the center and place that right over the seam between the head and the body. Now the legs this time are going to be used to their full height, so I will only want the glue up at the top part so I can take advantage of those long legs and knobby knees when I'm making an ostrich. And that's all there is to it, a cute little ostrich ready for a project. You can use the big round glasses in the set on the ostrich. You'll see that they will fit and give quite an oversized but cute look. And the final feathered animal in the set is the turkey. So the turkey is made using the same head, legs, and body as the ostrich. So step one is going to be just like with the ostrich. We'll use the stencil feature to add the eyes. Once again, I've cut the beak die with orange cardstock, having double-sided adhesive on the back, and I'm using that large beak again, the same one as we used with the ostrich. Now, rather than recut this piece to make the snood red, I'll just use a red marker to color it in. Obviously, I had to Google that. I did not know that that little red thing that goes over a turkey's beak was called a snood. And interesting fact, if they have that fleshy growth on their throat, that's called a wattle. So this turkey has a snood, but no wattle, and that piece just goes up there across the beak. Since this is going to be a turkey, I'll put glue all over the neck portion of the head piece, and then when I add the body, I'll just straighten it up so that the head is straight on the body instead of tilted. You can also decide how much leg you're going to show. Once again, you're using the same piece for the legs. I use glue over most of them, and then just have a little bit of leg and the feet showing below the turkey. The die set includes a detail piece to decorate the tail feathers, so I would want to do that first before adding the turkey's body to the tail feathers. And for placement, that's completely up to you. I generally think it looks nice with the edge of the body kind of on the edge of the tail feathers. That seems to be a nice location. So those are the 3 animals that you can make with a feathered animal set. You can make a turkey, you can make an ostrich, you can make an owl. It does come with those big oversized glasses that will fit also on the turkey. And of course you can accessorize with the Tiny Accessories 1 and Tiny Accessories 2. And here's a card showing the turkey and Tiny Accessories 2 and also the chick from our spring animals set. And let's take a look at a few cards by our very talented design team. Here's an adorable Valentine by Karen Aiken, and I like all of her different choices on the styling of the owl. Lois Bach created Superhero, Owl, and Ostrich on this Your Super card, and she also used the bunny from the Spring Animals. Check out Frances Burns' Thank You woven basket card. She has the owl peeking out of the bouquet. Here's a circle tag book by Fran Sabad, and she filled it with cute ostriches. And then Kelly Booth making a rockin' rectangle card using the owl and ostrich as superheroes. You will find the Feathered Animals die set on our website as well as on a lot of your favorite online and local retailers. Thanks for watching. And good evening. If you click on the website link, you'll go to KarenBurniston.com where you can find out information about purchasing these dies as well as links to all my other social media accounts. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.